Hello dear students, I am Shalini Mundhra from English Department of Sri T.P. Bhatia College. We are living in the times of COVID-19. We are restricted due to lockdown, but this lockdown is for our own safety, and I really hope that all of you are keeping safe by staying at home. But restrictions should not stop learning, and hence we at T.P. Bhatia have come with this series of videos to help you continue with your learning process. With my experience, I have seen that almost every one of you seek guidance with regards to writing skills and grammar just before your exams. So, together, let's make use of this opportunity to improve on our writing skills and the grammar part. And today's topic chosen by me is note making. This skill of note making is not just important with your exam point of view or as a student to prepare for exam, but even later in life when you have to deal with lot of information and big data, this skill comes very handy. As we will go through this topic, I hope you will understand and realize the importance of note making.
So let's learn note making. It's nothing new, students. All of us have used it at some point of time in our lives. Like when you were shortlisting the colleges for admission after your 10th standard, you jotted down certain points, say some keywords, to remember what all information you want with regards to a college. That was an example of note making. All face this problem, say when we are attending a meeting, the points that we want to discuss, or some time to retain an information, or at some other times which is very regular for you is when you are revising everything before exams. In all the three cases, the problem that we faced was the information was huge and we were unable to retain it. You will all agree that if that same information is arranged in short and is well organized and gives us complete picture, it will help us to retain the information. So what is this style that helps us to organize the information in short and is still complete? So, the skill to arrange information in short, organized manner which is complete in itself is known as note making. As I've stated before, notes are useful not just for students to revise for exams, but even from professionals from any field or in our day-to-day lives. Now there are two approaches. One is note making and the other is note taking. You must be wondering how just changing the last word makes all the difference. So, what is the difference? Note taking is used when we are attending a live session, say my lecture, and during my lecture you are noting down important points using keywords or phrases so that you can revise it later. You can't note down everything because at the speed of the speaker it is quite impossible. This is note taking. Now what is note making? Note making is when you collect information from multiple sources to compile it in the form of one single document which is short, logical and organized, so that you can use it in future for a quick revision or to retain information. This is note making. In both the cases, the purpose is to use it for your future reference. There are 3 steps for making notes on any text. We need to do 3 readings. The first reading is a quick reading so that we know what is the text or the passage is about and are able to give it a suitable title. The second reading is the most important reading and deliberate reading, because here you will be underlining the important points using a pen or a pencil. Generally, you must have observed that every paragraph has at least one important point and one or two sub-points, but there is no thumb rule in this regard. This is a general observation. And then the final reading, which is the third reading, it is to ensure that no important point is missed and our notes are complete. Now, what are the features of note making? Note making can be done in different forms like tree diagram, table, or in the form of points. As we have seen that one important feature of note making is the information is arranged in short form, that is only the key points and the sub points. Now, the moment I say that the information is arranged in short form, it means that I will not be using complete sentences but just some phrases or commonly accepted abbreviations or simply the keywords. And the most important thing that we need to remember is that this information should not just be short but also arranged in a logical sequence so that it makes sense when we are referring it in future. When note making is done in the form of a tree diagram, the information is arranged in a hierarchical manner, and in a table it is under the categories that we put the information. But when we are doing it in the form of points, it is different. While making notes in point form, we need to follow certain numbering conventions. The general way of numbering the points is by using Roman numbers in small or big, or alphabets in small and capital, or simply 1, 2, 3. We have different categories of points when we are writing notes, that is main points, sub points, sub points. But we need to remember that we have to follow different numbering system for different category of points. As you can see on your screen, the main point is marked using a capital A. The sub point is marked using small Roman, and sub point is marked simply by a single 1. So, the important thing to remember here is that we follow different numbering system for main points and sub points. So, what should we remember while making notes? As we have seen that one important feature of note making is it should be short. So how do we do that? We omit the explanatory and descriptive parts of the original passage and the text. And similarly, we should not include any new points, that is, only the information or the points which are there in the original text or the passage should be a part of our notes, and no new points should be included. The third important thing to remember is, as we are not supposed to add any new points, we should also not be adding our views, personal remarks or comments to the notes. Now, as this information that we are transferring into form of notes is for our future reference, it is very important that we do not distort or change the meaning of the text, and it should be in a very clear and legible manner. So let's apply what we have learned with the help of this passage. As we know, the steps for note making is, we begin with the first reading where we only find out the subject or the core topic of the passage, and here in this case we get to know it is classification of computers on different bases. which takes us to the second reading, where we are supposed to underline the important points, and here they are highlighted using a different color ink. And finally, the third reading, to ensure that we have not missed out any important point. Now, after this reading, 3 readings, we have arranged the information in the form of a tree diagram in a hierarchical manner. When I have to present the same information in a tabular form, say to show the different categories, I can arrange it in a table. The same information can also be presented in the form of points, as you can see it on your screens. Here you will also notice that the numbering convention has been followed. All the main points are denoted using capital alphabets. The sub-points are denoted using small alphabets, and the sub-points are denoted using simple 1, 2, 3. So this brings us to the end of the topic, note making. Here I would like to mention one important thing, that note making is a skill that can be mastered with practice. So, dear students, I believe that this short presentation on note making will help you to develop your skill of note making, and you will practice it to master it. It will be very helpful to you, not just for your exams, but even in future when you will be handling lot of data. So till then, wish you all the luck. Hope you stay safe, stay indoors. See you soon. Goodbye. Take care.